House Podcast.
All right, welcome back, everybody, for the second episode of the Guerrilla House Podcast. I'm totally stoked. Thank you for everyone who tuned in to episode 1. Got a really good response. I got a lot of good feedback. Thank you. Thank you for taking time out of your day to listen to my nonsense. At any rate, I didn't think I would have another podcast up by the end of the school year. If you recall, I'm winding down the school year, and I told you I'm coming in hot. Well, today, it's Monday. I showed up for work, was getting ready, kids are coming in, and boom, we had a fire. There was a fire at the school, so we had to evacuate. We all went to the field. We hung out for a while. Everyone's safe. They moved everything out. Put everything out. There's no power. Here I am. So I said, what the fuck? I might as well make episode 2. All right. Here I am. Thank you again for watching episode 1. That was really fun. I had a really good time making that podcast. So here I am again. Some updates on Bloodbath in Palookaville. Only one small update, but it's significant. We found one location so we can start shooting chapter 3. Yes, Chapter 3, which will be titled Homicidal Failure. Homicidal Failure is a script that has gone through many editions. I have rewritten it several times, starting back in like 2006. And yeah, I'm excited to finally make it. Got some good actors coming in, and it's going to be fun. So still need a couple more locations, so we'll keep you posted. Okay, so today, we're going to focus on the dreaded stack. You're asking, what the hell is a dreaded stack? Well, I collect a lot of physical media. So I always want to watch everything I buy. So I have very few films that I haven't watched. Sometimes they just get lost in the shuffle, but I make a stack. Some of these films get moved fast from the stack. Like if it's a horror movie or an action movie, I just buy it. Those are going to go quickly. They don't last very long on the stack. But there's some that just sit on the goddamn stack for years. It makes me feel guilty every time I pass them by. In fact, I take them off the stack, put them back on the shelf, and then I will put them back on the stack with every intention of watching them. But I don't. For some reason. And I often wonder, why am I doing that? Why won't I watch these movies that I purchased? Well, some I didn't purchase. Some were gifts. Somebody bought me a movie and I'm lukewarm on it, but I'm going to watch it. Others were bought in bundles. For example, I have a lot of laser discs that you buy in bundles, so you need to add one more. So you grab some weird random movie and there it sits. Also, some of these Laserdisc sellers, they'll just throw some shit in. They're just trying to get rid of their stack, so they fucking blow it up on you, man. They fucking throw in some goddamn movie. For example, Miami Rhapsody with Sarah Jessica Parker. I'm not a big Sarah fan, and I don't really watch any of her movies. I mean, I've watched Girls Just Want to Have Fun and Footloose. Those stand out. I've seen those films. But I don't really have any desire to watch Miami Rhapsody. But there it sits in my collection. Every time I go by it, I said, maybe that movie will be good. So I put it on the dreaded stack, and there it sits. Some of these, I take off the dreaded stack, I watch them, and I get my mind blown. I can't believe they lasted that far on the dreaded stack. Completely unwarranted. Most deserve it. Most like... Yeah, I can wait on that. Just to name a few, I just went down before recording this and wrote down some of the movies on the stack. I got Texasville, the sequel to, The Last Picture Show. I still need to watch. Apollo 13, Veracruz. That one's probably going to go quickly because I just got that and it's a Western. Westerns go quickly. White Knights. Reds. Motherfucking Reds have been on the stack for a long time. I won this auction from the Seattle Goodwill, and I won 30 laser discs. And you didn't know what was in the package. You just bid on laser discs and you got whatever you got. So some of these are from that, okay? Like Apollo 13 and Reds. So I'm going to watch Reds eventually. The Pawnbroker, Class Action with Gene Hackman, Crossfire with Robert Mitchum, Old Noir. Need to watch that. Crisscross, some weird Goldie Hawn movie that I never heard of. I own it. I got it. It's down on the dreaded stack. And, of course, I just mentioned Miami Rhapsody. If you can hear my cat Higgins in the background, he's starting to yell at me. So we're just going to continue on. I think Higgins will add a little bit of an excitement to the podcast. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can hear a cat meow. It's not going to kill us. So the dreaded stack. If you follow me on Instagram, I do a lot of series. Like I'll do November Noir. I do horror October. I did Action April, like I mentioned last episode. And I just find these little, I don't know, like I did one this year with Oscar-nominated films, and they could be Oscar-nominated for anything just out of my collection, just to give me a thread to follow in this massive collection. I need some guidance, so it helps me watch the films. Now, the dreaded stack, it's hard. It's hard to watch these, because I'm always buying it, so it just gets put on the bottom. But this weekend, my wife took me to go see Leon Bridges, and it was amazing. I'm still kind of buzzing from it. It was such a great show. So I had music on the mind, and forever on my stack, the pebble in my shoe was Martin Scorsese's 1977 film, New York, New York, with Robert De Niro and Liza Minnelli. This is the final film I need to watch to see every Martin Scorsese feature he's ever made. He's easily top 5 filmmaker for me. I love his movies. He is incredible. But I hadn't seen New York, New York. It's the only one. And it drives me crazy that I hadn't watched that movie. It was driving me crazy. Every time I'd go by it, I'd just say, why am I not fucking watching this? It's a Martin Scorsese movie. How bad's it going to be? I bought it because I'm going to own all of Scorsese's movies. The only ones I don't own are some of his newer ones, but that will be remedied eventually. And so with the music on the mind and a Sunday afternoon that was open, I decided to embark on the 2.5-hour epic New York, New York. Like I said, it came out in 1977, so it was going up against Star Wars. It was Scorsese's follow-up to Taxi Driver, that's in the internet age, all the haters would have came out like, what the fuck is this shit? But, I like how Scorsese doesn't give a shit. He just will make whatever he wants. But it's sandwiched between Taxi Driver and Raging Bull, this really obscure Scorsese film that I think most casual fans won't recognize. So I threw it on yesterday, and it came out just a-blazing. It was a really strong start. The first 20 minutes, I couldn't take my eyes off this movie. It's typical Scorsese. The war just ended, World War II, and the big band's playing. The editing is great. There's all kinds of activity, kind of reminiscent of, say, Godfather with the wedding. Just all this activities going on, dancing, singing, drinking, and De Niro's going around trying to pick up women. He's just a kind of a shithead in this movie. And he keeps trying to pick up, lo and behold, Liza Minnelli. There they are, right? And like I said, this movie was a precursor to Raging Bull. And eventually in the movie, no spoilers, but De Niro's a saxophone player, And, Liza Minnelli's Liza Minnelli. She's going to start singing and dancing, and she's fucking badass. And so, they spark up a love interest, right? De Niro, man, he's such a goddamn dick. He's such a misogynistic piece of shit in this movie. And it reminds me so much of the character he will play later in Raging Bull, Jake LaMotta. It's just the words he's using, the abuse. Go stand over there. I tell you when to come over here. He never really puts his hands on her like he does in Raging Bull. It's very disturbing, the domestic violence you see in that film. But he's just emotionally abusive to Liza Minnelli. Just a big piece of shit. He's on the screen almost all the time. He's just a difficult sax player. Just total dick. At any rate, it's 2 films in a row, toxic men, toxic masculinity, and their relationships with women by Scorsese in a row. He must have had something going on. Feels like he was on drugs the whole time during this movie. It's kind of all over the fucking place. They age, like time passes in this film, and De Niro looks the same. So it almost feels like when they got back together for Raging Bull, he's like, hey, Marty, we need to have me aged, so I'm gonna get fat. We can't do it like we did in New York. It was stupid. So, hey, they learned something from it. But it was kind of weird, like, oh, time's gone by? All right, okay. I really liked Liza Minnelli in this. She was kind of making me forget she was Liza Minnelli. I think part of the problem with being somebody like Liza Minnelli is like they're larger than life. They're on the top of their worlds, and hard to separate that in film. Somebody in recent memory who's done a brilliant job at that is Lady Gaga. She just like evaporates and becomes this other person. A Star is Born, if you've seen that, and just like, I can't believe that's Lady Gaga. I believe it. She's absolutely incredible. Even in The Joker, the part 2, which a lot of people hate on. I didn't think it was as bad as everybody's saying, but she's good in that. She's an interesting actor, and I don't think Liza's as good as her as an actor, but kind of making me forget about Liza. And then the movie, New York is really strong. I was feeling really, really good about it. And I was like, what the hell, Jerry? Why have I not seen this movie? What is your problem? You are an idiot, man. It's Martin Scorsese, Jerry. What the fuck, man? Pull your head out of your ass. But then gets to the last third of the movie. And this is really where the movie gets almost turns into the Liza Minnelli show. Takes me out of it. It becomes heavy-handed. The drama just feels forced. Overall, I like the movie, but that lost me a little bit there. It just seems kind of rushed. And this movie feels long, too. But I didn't hate it. I liked it. I think that my feelings about it are somewhat reflective in the reviews I've checked out online. For example, on Rotten Tomatoes. For the tomato meter, it has a 57%. For the popcorn meter from the fans, 58%. So, not terrible. And 23,000 votes on IMDb. It's 6.6 out of 10, which is probably where I was with it. And Letterboxd, 3.4 on average. So, above average movie, maybe average. It's got, it's got Scorsese moments. If you are a fan of Martin Scorsese and a total completist, you need to watch this movie. You need to just sit down and make yourself watch it, and you'll be happy you did. The music's good, the big band music, the camera movement, the cinematography is absolutely brilliant. I mean, there's way more positives than negatives going on. There's just, this story just goes like I said, heavy-handed. It seems forced. They're trying to show this epic life in 2.5 hours, which really isn't a lot of time. I mean, maybe it would be better now if it was a TV series. I don't know. If it was a strong movie, it could be another hour, but it's not strong enough to be another hour. It felt super long at 2.5 hours. But, you know, what are you going to do? So, dreaded stack number 1 is New York, New York. Now, was it being on the dreaded stack for over 5 years warranted? Just to give you some context, I got New York, New York on Laserdisc during COVID times. I got it to complete my Scorsese collection, like I said, and I think it was warranted. It had all the red flags. I had read Raging Bulls, Easy Riders. I knew Scorsese, coming off Taxi Driver, had, that movie was not a huge budget and made a lot of money. It's a classic film, and well, he got the keys to the castle. He got a big budget for this movie, and it didn't do so hot. It's just not that engaging. It could have been. There's a great movie in there. Some films, I think, kind of did the same thing, but a little better. Maybe Robert Altman's 1996 film, Kansas City, is one I would highly recommend. For the music and, again, the cinematography and just a mere curiosity, I would definitely say you want to watch New York, New York. I really wanted to like it more. I thought there was a moment, like I said, I was going to like it more, but the ending, it just collapsed. So I don't know. It was warranted. Had all the red flags. I'd read Scorsese's autobiography, one of them, and he always talks negatively about this film. About his substance abuse was at an all-time high. It seemed like he struggled making the picture. It's good to know Martin Scorsese's a human. He still completed the movie. It is by no means a piece of shit, not even close. It is totally worth seeing. I would put it definitely in the bottom if I was ranking all of Scorsese's films. But, man, Scorsese's worst film is probably, we all wish we could make that film. At any rate, that is my dreaded stack number 1. I'm not going to do this every time, but this is definitely a way for me to get through the dreaded stack and let you know if it was warranted or not. It's just weird how I put movies on my watch list on streaming services. That's a good place for movies to go to die. I don't know what my problem is. I got problems with watch lists. Dreaded stack. What's on your dreaded stack? Do you have this problem too? I'm kind of having this problem right now with The Brutalist. I'm waiting to watch The Brutalist. I cannot pull the trigger. I know it's going to be fucking awesome. What is my problem? I think I'm losing my mind. Maybe when summer gets here, finish up school, maybe I'll have more time to watch a 4-hour movie. We will see. At any rate, I am not going to sit here and go on and on and on. I think 20 minutes is a fine time for a podcast. I'm in, I'm out. I told you what the fuck I think about New York, New York. Send me a message. Tell me what you think. What's on your dreaded stack? Let's hear it. I am working on a couple guests. I should have another episode before I leave for Italy. So, hey, we're moving right along. I hope you all enjoy this episode. I hope you have a wonderful day, wonderful week, whatever you're doing, you beautiful people. Watch movies, go see some music. Leon Bridges, oh my God, that dude blew my fucking brains apart. That dude knows what he's doing. At any rate, have a wonderful day, evening, and we'll see you next time on the Guerrilla House Podcast. Later.